I mean, I'm going to tell you that Justin Fields is seeing Joey Bosa when he goes to sleep because he saw him the whole time in the backfield.
He's been right now kind of like what early season Vaughn did.
You're right.
Making an impact.
Yes.
Closing games, being a difference maker, terrorizing a quarterback.
And living in the backfield.
Yes. It's like you watched it and you were like, man, it's really nice when the Bills have this.
This is the Buffalo Plus Podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Buffalo Plus Podcast here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates here in beautiful Meadowlands. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Over 40,000 subscribers. The Bills move on to 2-0. We'll talk Josh. We'll talk James Cook. We'll talk Joey Bosa. All of these things. But Mike, the biggest difference from week 1 to week 2 is Josh didn't have to be spectacular, and the Bills dominated.
Yeah, the last one was a miracle. It was great comeback, spectacular plays. By the third quarter, 3/4 of this play started filing out. I mean, this one was over. It was a domination. It really was a domination by the Bills defense.
Yes.
They controlled the game really from the start. The Jets looked pretty good last week against the Steelers, and that's week 1. But if you wanted to see the Bills defense bounce back, and I know this isn't the Ravens, they bounced back in a big way in this one.
Yeah, and again, Josh talked about that he thinks the defense took it personally. I think there was a lot of time. We were one of them. We've read the comments and people saying, his defense really needs to work on things. No Ed Oliver, no Taron Johnson. 2 out of the best, probably 3 defensive players on the team. And yes, some of this is the Jets aren't very good, but that was still a dominant, hell of a performance from this defense.
Well, and like I said, a week ago, and it is that first game, but the Jets looked like at least a decent offense. They moved the ball. They scored points. In this one, I mean, they had Justin Fields thrown for a loop right from the beginning. He missed an open receiver early, Garrett Wilson. And then from that point on, I mean, his statistics were pitiful. And then he went out of the game. I don't know if they have officially said he had a concussion.
Right, was evaluated
But he
for it.
left the game with like 37 yards passing. He had the one long run. He was terrible in the game, but the Bills made it that way, and it started with Joey Bosa.
Yeah, I thought the funny stat was Mitch Trubisky had more positive passing yards than Justin Fields. And, hey, shout out to Mitch for making that throw. We'll get to that and how he had to come in, but you're right. Joey Bosa, I asked Sean afterwards, and he kind of, very short press conferences. They just wanted to get home.
Yeah, they got a game Thursday.
Yeah, there was kind of that. I asked Sean if this is the Joey Bosa they hoped and expected when they signed him this offseason, and he's like, well, Joey's a pro in the way that he goes about things. Afterwards, Mike, it just sounds like he's having fun.
I talked to Joey after the game. He was great, and he said that. I said to him, they brought you in to be a playmaker. And one of the things he talked about was, I'm healthy. I feel good. Had a lot of snaps last week. He's in the game in the fourth quarter. I'm like, get him out.
Yeah.
Like he's already done his job. But, it's a little bit of stat hunting in a game like this. Like, come on, you can get to the quarterback. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. I mean, like, guys are like, I don't really want to come out because I want to get another one.
Yeah.
Rousseau was like, I want to get more to help Mike.
Correct.
So I can get to double digits.
Correct.
But no, he was really good. And even plays that are going to come down as other kind of stats, like pressures and quarterback hits.
Yeah.
He had that the whole time. I mean, I'm going to tell you that Justin Fields is seeing Joey Bosa when he goes to sleep because he saw him the whole time in the backfield.
I just thought, and I tweeted out the play, the strip sack that they recovered, that was kind of the real early turning point of that game. But to see his reaction, and I tweeted out, I go, a healthy Joey Bosa doing healthy Joey Bosa things. Like, this isn't a shock. Maybe it's more of like, oh, this is nice that he's healthy, because you always knew that this guy had it. And he's been right now kind of like what early season Vaughn did.
You're right.
Making an impact.
Yes.
Closing games, being a difference maker, terrorizing a quarterback.
And living in the backfield.
Yes. It's like, you watched it and you were like, man, it's really nice when the Bills have this.
And he said that about being healthy. He also said about having fun. He said, you guys heard, I didn't have a lot of fun the last couple of years. And that wasn't really a shot at the Chargers. He just wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
And now he feels good. He's out there. He looked pretty fresh. Like after the game, he was feeling good. And then they got help all around.
Yeah.
And I thought, other guys certainly flashed in the game and played well. I thought Trey looked pretty good for a guy that hasn't really been on the field in a month.
I agree. Trey had a tackle for a loss. Christian Benford had a really nice tackle for a loss, stopping a reverse that came in. They played more physical.
Yeah.
It's what we kind of wanted to challenge them to be. They were not the more physical team in Baltimore. They played angry. They played with an edge, and pretty quickly the Jets just gave up.
Got it.
It's hard to put into question how little atmosphere MetLife Stadium has.
And I was thinking coming into this, I'm like, okay, the Jets put up a good effort last week, and here they are against the team that always wins the division, a team they have played hard and well against.
Yes.
I will say this. It was interesting talking to Dion because Dion was complimentary of the Jets and how they played. He thought they played hard. I do think they made it difficult for the Bills offense for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were doing a pretty good job. Josh was a little thrown. And Dion's saying, they got Sauce, they got this guy and that guy, and he's mentioned them. And then he got done, and I said, Dion, you're complimenting the Jets. And he goes, I know, right? And then he said, but hey, look, I was impressed that they played hard on defense.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of game. Pat him on the head. Oh, you guys played hard.
Yeah.
Because I thought the fans would really be into it. Well, first of all, it was a good amount of Bills fans here, no question.
Very much.
And they were louder than the Jets. Did it ever once get loud?
No. Never once did Josh have any issues, anything like that. And again, this is place, I think we used to call, last year and the year before, it was like, oh, this is the house of horrors for Josh. He's really struggled at MetLife. Remember some of his press conferences afterwards of these games where he's like, I sucked. He had all the turnovers. I mean, switching to the offense now, Josh was good. He was good.
He was good. Early on in the game, I think he was a little thrown off. I think they got decent pass rush. And then, he threw one up to Keon when there was coverage. He threw another one on a quick slant that could have been picked. It's the kind of thing Josh has done here before.
Yes.
For whatever reason. I do give the Jets credit. At least early they had that.
Yeah.
But then, by the way, the Jets didn't want to cover the tight ends. They threw to all three tight ends, that little play out in the flat.
Yep.
And they got other guys involved. Not as much Shakir, I thought, more.
Yeah.
They did get Josh Palmer involved, made a couple of nice catches. And
Elijah Moore.
Shout out Elijah.
My guy's inactive. But it does remind me, his role is the gadget Isaiah McKenzie.
He runs like Isaiah McKenzie.
Similar numbers, all of these things, and to have that, again, he's finding a niche.
And
he's
he
also, a
also,
couple crosser. And
I said to him, because we talked to him, I was like, so what was it like being here? He goes, I'm not going to lie to you. It felt good. He goes, it's a place I used to play, and I wanted to come in and play well. I wanted our team to play well. And then he got in that end zone, and he chucked that one up in the stands. So good for him.
Sean delivers his opening remarks of the press conference saying, the team played well. Doesn't, just says a bunch of team stuff.
Right.
Bounce back, answer the call, all this stuff. And at the end, doesn't shout out anybody individually, and then goes, and it was good to get Elijah some touches and to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
I like that pettiness.
Yes.
They could have gotten the ball in the end zone a ton of different ways there, but they absolutely went to give it to Elijah.
Yeah, I want to go back to the defense for a second. Got to shout out Cole Bishop. I thought he made a couple of plays. He got called for a personal foul.
I liked it.
He could have gotten called for another one. That wouldn't have been a smart when it was on a slide. It was close. Got a sack in the game.
Yep. He didn't blitz from 35 yards downfield.
No, it was much closer, and he got right in the secondary. Good for him. Talked to him after the game, too. And he was like, I said, you got to put that last game behind you. Now you got to put this one behind you.
Yeah.
And he's a young player, hasn't done this often. He says, be my first transition from Sunday to Thursday as a starter. And he's like, I'm going to T-Rap. I'm going to the guys here, what I need to do to be ready. It was good to see him play, the whole defense really play a solid game.
And that's what we did our 5 questions earlier on in the channel. We did it on Saturday. And we pretty much pointed out the defensive line, TJ Sanders, Deanne Walker, I thought they played well. We kind of challenged or wanted to see Terrell Bernard step up because if the safeties are going to be who they are, and they may be a little bit of a weak point of this defense, which is something they're not used to having in the Hyde and Poyer era, then the other two guys, the 2 units in front of them have to be good.
Yeah.
And I thought they were really good, and that made it easier and better for Cole and Rapp.
It's a rare game like this. This was a blowout. but it was a methodical blowout.
Yes.
It was very good defense.
Yes. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
It wasn't like a ton of turnovers.
Nope.
They got the big one they needed early. Josh was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. I was talking to a Jets reporter, and he's like, so I was saying, Josh was, and he's like, it's hilarious to me that that's not even close to his A game. I go, no. Like for Josh
That
Allen,
was a B minus.
B minus C plus for him because he set the bar.
Yeah.
Well, up there somewhere is where he set the bar. So I thought that was good. And really, like the point about this place being dead, that's bad for the Jets. Also, while we're just talking about the Jets for a second, Aaron Glenn
Kicking the field goal.
Down 20 to nothing, a 51-yarder.
You turned a 3-score game into a 3-score game. Was unbelievable.
And then he punts later.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You have a team you're trying to build. You don't want them to give up. But the truth is, like, you got to, at that point, it's not like end the game. I think at that time it was maybe 27-3.
Yeah.
And they're fourth down. They're in their own territory. They're like, dude.
You
You
haven't
played
stopped
with
Josh.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
He goes for it on everything, and you're punting.
Yeah.
I just thought if you're going to try to establish something here with the Jets, do it. Now, his quarterback did not play well at all.
No.
Not well at all. And their defense, while they tried to hang in there, and look, I think the Bills could have put up easily 40-plus if they wanted to press it.
This was where the defense, they talked about, they made stops at the end in big moments. You know what's big moments? Getting a 3-and-out to start the game. To kick the ball off, get a 3-and-out, and give Josh the ball. Like, that's where we were talking about it on the live show on Thursday. Like, big moments aren't just at the end of game, at the end of halves. Like, those kind of things got the momentum. It was the 3-and-out. Then, like I said, all the tweets were, the Jets are jetsing. Like, they were, it was a
holding,
a coming back on all these
sides.
Yeah,
like,
so it was.
Yeah. And I will say this about back to the Bills offense. Josh would find guys on some of those third downs. He found Elijah Moore. He found Dalton Kincaid. He found Dawson Knox. He found Josh Palmer. Like, it wasn't everybody eats.
It really was.
And it was kind of wild to see early. Sauce was following Keon, and then it kind of changed.
Yeah.
And Keon still made a couple of plays. Keon made a very good defensive play on that one throw by Josh to knock it down. But I thought that was very good. And like I said, Elijah Moore made that play, and then he got in the end zone.
Also, obviously, Josh bloodied.
Yeah.
Pretty much got punched in the face. The guy's kind of going down to get, to tackle Josh. I don't think there was any malicious intent. But he goes down and pretty much instantly runs off the field. Doesn't even go in the blue tent. Pretty much sits there on the bench on the sideline as they're trying to stop his gushing nose from bleeding all over the place.
At first, I thought, are they going to try to, like, snap his nose? Like when they do that? And that didn't be – I did – when I was watching from upstairs, because I'm in the press box. That's why I got my jacket on. Dan's working down here on the field.
Yeah.
It's pretty high up.
Yeah.
It was nice. Food was marginal. I'm thinking, okay, he's not in the blue tent, so it's not a concussion.
Yes.
They're not looking at anything other than his face.
Yeah.
And then you see the blood, and seriously, it's like a bit. You would think it's like Josh. Dude, that was awesome. That was awesome.
We're going to leave that in.
That's so good. Nice man. He's doing his job here. He's number 674, and he's doing his gig. But, like, he was really going to walk in front of us. Anyhow, that's fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was like if Josh was doing a bit where he put the things in his nose and looked like a dorky guy running in the huddle.
But it was wild because you didn't know if it was broken or if it was just cut.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really tell. We're trying to, and it was like a NASCAR pit crew trying to change a tire. Like, they had every single person around him trying to stop the bleeding. And Mitch comes in, throws a dime on third down.
Mitch!
To Josh Palmer.
So this is for my talks about the backup quarterback. Mitch his passer rating is 118.
Yep.
He was better than Justin Fields in the game. And he threw that pass. But it's the idea of being ready. Now, look, it's one pass. It was a third down, though, and it was a great throw. My point I always make about the backup is, let's say he would have had to finish the quarter.
Yeah.
Let's say, well, he did finish the quarter. I mean, like, to the half.
Yeah.
He came in, made a play, great, cold, coming off the sidelines. I thought that's what you want your backup to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the only time he needs to do it. But if he does, I thought it was good.
And so Josh just goes back in there with a Kleenex, something to plug up his nose, and then he goes out there afterwards. He said, It's feeling a little bit better because now he can breathe. He was obviously having trouble breathing through his nose during the game. Was still bleeding a little bit, he said, towards the end. But he'll have a nice little shiner.
Yeah, it reminded
It's one
him.
of those things
said,
at the bar. You should see the other guy.
Yeah. I don't think Josh needs big stories at the bar, right? I'm Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody else will tell their stories.
Yeah.
He did say it reminded him of, he said the last time that happened to him was playing high school basketball.
And the ball.
And and believe me, anybody who's played basketball, and I can remember that feeling of getting hit in the face with the ball.
Your
but,
eyes instantly
Oh, it's terrible. But then he was gushing. Yeah. It was funny.
That feeling, and the first time in your life you get the wind knocked out of you.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think you're going to die?
You're going to die.
You just have no scariest feelings.
Yeah.
The Bills dominated offensively because of James Cook.
Yeah.
134 yards on the ground. He ran with that physical downhill side. He ran over a linebacker. Like, he was everything.
The touchdown. So what I noticed first was the big guy.
He was right over there.
Yeah, I don't like to point on the field. Big offensive lineman, number 64.
Osiris Torrance.
Great block, seals his man. It's the first thing I noticed. I'm like, oh, he's going to get the yardage. Then he made a just filthy move.
Unbelievable.
And then he's gone. He's got the speed. This is why you needed James Cook, right? He is a playmaker. That was a guy who took what could have been a well-blocked 9-yard gain, and he took it to the house. And that was great.
Exactly. This is another, I think it was his 5th touchdown of over 40-plus yards. This offense is methodical when everybody eats, and it's going. It was so funny how every time third down hit, the announcer would come on, third down, and all I could think in my head was, here comes the Bills' first down. Because they converted so many third downs. I thought, Josh, I know what you're saying early on, it just looks like watching, and I heard some other people talking about it last week, he's developing so much more into that Brady Manning pre-snap intelligence. Like, he looks like he has the answers to the test before the ball is snapped, and it's very comforting to watch it.
Listen, his bar is so high. This is where I think he was a little off on some stuff, the execution. He had 2 grounding calls when he could have thrown the ball out of bounds. I thought
there was a screen that was to Spencer Brown.
Yeah, that was in harm's way. I thought it felt a little bit early, like, oh boy, only because the Jets have done that to him. But then, to your point, all of a sudden he's moving the ball around. The 40-yard run was great at the beginning of the game.
Jumping over his own lineman
Yeah.
and then just taking off.
But this game was, like we said, not the terrible defense. Offense got to save it. How are the Bills ever going to win? And I know the Jets are not the Ravens. I know that. But it was a competent offense, and they made them look just terrible. Third downs, they didn't convert. And then fourth downs, they gave up.
Yes.
They gave up.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll kick the field goal. Oh, we'll punt.
It
so
did seemingly
ahead.
feeling like break their spirit.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like the Jets wanted to be there. But again, much more physical performance from this Bills defense. And I would even say the Bills offensive line. That's Josh kind of complimented Joe Brady again of like sticking to that.
Yeah.
And he said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it just was working. So I really liked that. I liked the mindset, the attitude, that kind of pushing the little brother down. All those things I thought were good.
I had that. I tweeted, I think, one time. It was when the one play when Josh spun away from Sauce. And then he runs to the sidelines and he stops on the line, and they're all like, and then he just jumps out of bounds.
It was a little bit of that. Little John Cena.
Yeah, it still is big brother, little brother.
Yeah.
The other time, did you notice one time when Quinnen Williams got in the backfield and Josh was there next to James Cook, and I thought he was going to try to block?
Yeah, business decision.
Do not do that. And he sort of just was like, sorry, Jimbo, you're on your own. And then he took him down. And I was like, you got to be smart that way.
There was one of those, I'm sorry, Jim, you're going to get tackled here.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I just wanted to mention a couple people to shout out. At the hotel this morning, Alex from Buffalo, there with his Jets friend. Sorry. Like, that dude looked just, he's like, I know, I stick with them. But they're buddies. Good to see those buddies together. They came to watch the game, so I got a chance to talk to him. Joanne and her family saw him up in the stands, so too Joanne and the family.
Gotcha, yes.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Ed Benkin, who's a big Bills fan, reached out to me. So, and Jay, thank you for reaching out to me about the podcast. We appreciate it, everybody who's watching.
Yeah, it's awesome. Coverage now will continue as it's a short week. Bills 2-0, heading back home.
Yes.
To take on the 0-2 Dolphins on Thursday.
Yeah, we're in Miami in November when we should be in Miami. They're coming to Buffalo on Thursday.
It'll be a good one. Mike, Dan, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate it as always. We will be back later in the Connors and Ferris podcast studio.
Yes. And Jenna will be with us.
Yes.
She was at a wedding.
Yes.
Family wedding this weekend. She's doing some work back at home, but obviously Jenna's back with us this week. Short week, but a week filled with Buffalo Plus content.
As always. Again, 40,000 subscribers. Really appreciate it. All of that and more coming up next week on the Buffalo Plus podcast. For Mike, I'm Dan. Catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus podcast YouTube channel.